Hello everyone, welcome to your second royal reading today here at MadWorldTarot, and I have the Shadowland Tarot on the table for this one, which is my favourite Prince Harry tarot to read with. And of course I'm still looking at this stunt that Harry pulled on VJ Day and left the wreath on the letter and then leaked it to the press, and then apparently, according to Mr. Allegedly Neil Sean, was astounded at the negative response the stunt got. Can't believe the negative reaction to it from the press, from the public, but most of all from his family. And he is allegedly stunned at the fact that no one from the royal family reached out to him to thank him for this gesture that he made, this heroic gesture that he made, trading on his grandfather's reputation as a war hero. It's mind-boggling. Apparently he had to be restrained. This again is allegedly from Neil Sean. He had to be restrained from writing some scathing sort of thing on Sussex Royal or Sussex whatever.com, their website, Harry and Meghan's website that they have. It's mind-boggling. We're going to have a look at the situation from Prince Harry's perspective, what he expected from the royal family versus what he actually got. I'm going to do a Celtic cross with the Shadowland Tarot. I need to remind you, of course, it's tarot for fun and entertainment. It's all my opinion, it's all speculation. I just read energy here. And disclaimer in the box below. Really? Did he honestly think that they were going to be so grateful to him for doing this, the war hero of his generation? And thank you for that, and do come back. All is forgiven. We need you. We miss you. We can't wait to have you back. Apparently, having a meltdown. That was the word Neil Sean used. Meltdown about this. Some people are saying that if he's having a meltdown about this kind of a thing, he's close to possibly having a breakdown. That is the angle that we are looking at in this reading. There we go, cards flying. That tells me I've got the energy I need. Let's go Celtic cross, Harry's point of view. Stunned and amazed that no one actually reached out to thank him for doing this. It's mind-blowing that he can be so deluded. He can be so have such a tremendous sense of self-importance that this thing that he'd done deserved acclaim, praise. Thank you. All is forgiven. Do come back. Not really. Where's this going to end for the has-been? Because it doesn't bode well if this is what he thinks. Of course, allegedly. And there's the King of Swords. That is actually Prince Philip's energy. It's not Harry's energy. It's Prince Philip's energy. He's showing up in this reading. Air sign man, Gemini, of course, Prince Philip. All about him, really. And Harry obviously decided that he's going to lay claim to Prince Philip's legacy by presenting this wreath and writing this sickening letter, which allegedly caused grave hurt and concern in the royal family. Haven't bothered to stop Harry, of course, previous reading. Anyway, there is Prince Philip, the King of Swords. So it's all about him, all about his legacy. Harry's position right now, what's going on with him. And we have the Five of Pentacles, and it's in reverse. This is the banishment card. You can see the what are those, Bigfoot kind of a creature out in the dark there, watching everyone having happy times, dancing around the campfire. The shunned and alone card, banished, exiled, all of that stuff, wanting to come back in from the cold, in reverse. That's Harry's energy. That's what he wants. He wants back in. He wants to be a working royal. Well, not working. He just wants to show up in those tin medals that he's got, those fake medals. Though, you know, those sort of you appeared at whatever Jubilee celebration. So he has a medal. Those kinds of medals that he has mostly. He wants to pin them on and prance around and look important because that's all he's got really. So pretty obvious what's going on. What's his problem? What's his problem? Knight of Wands. The problem is that he's too impetuous and hot-headed and erratic and unpredictable and bad-tempered, and nobody knows what to expect from him. The word hijacked was used in the Richard Eden article, saying how alarmed the palace was by the stunt that Harry pulled. And this is it, Knight of Wands. He's too erratic, and nobody knows what to expect of him. He rushes in and out. He doesn't stick around. He's not solid. He's not dependable. He's just too erratic and too hot-headed and too bad-tempered as well. So what's going on behind the scenes is Harry really having a meltdown, really wanting to write things on his website. I've got the Three of Wands in reverse. Can't believe this didn't prosper. It's the prospering card, the Three of Wands, when it's upright. You send your ships out and you expect them to come back full of lovely things and make your fortune. It's hope and expectation and patiently waiting when it's upright. In reverse, your schemes have not prospered, and in fact they have come to nothing. Can't believe it, that he sent out this message and it came back with a message not received, or please don't bother us again, kind of a note attached. That's the energy, it's underlying energy. It's not desperation, it's not meltdown, it's not collapse, it's not breakdown, but it's, I can't believe it. I thought it was going to go so well. I was so optimistic about it, and now look what happened. Can't believe it. That's coming through strongly for me energetically. So let's move to what Harry is trying to accomplish, his goals. What's he up to? Ooh, and we've got the big one, the major arcana of the Three of Wands in reverse here, Temperance in reverse. The Temperance card is about harmony and getting on and being patient and moderate in your behavior and angelic and healing everything and, you know, balancing everything and just doing all the right things and being good and kind and generous and all of that, not rattling the cage, basically. It's in reverse. Very impatient, very angry. He really is. There's the meltdown. There was a little hint of it in the Three of Wands in reverse, but now we're in major arcana. Temperance card in reverse is impatience turning into temper tantrums. He's furious. He really is furious. We've got the hot-headed prince here in the Knight of Wands with the red hair, and then we get the Temperance card in reverse, which turns angel into devil, and devil is angry, resentful, jealous, obsessive, all those nasty things that kind of energy represents, embodies, and he's in that energy. He really is enraged that this has gone down so badly. As I say, both with the press and with the royal family. Can't believe that they didn't think that this was just the best thing ever. So what were his expectations when he did this? Queen of Wands, well, she wound him up. There she is, Megan's energy, Queen of Wands, fire sign woman, and she thought a little attention grabbing stunt there, it'll go down well, and we'll get some good press, some good PR, or maybe she told him that's how it would be received. Maybe she didn't really believe that. I can't tell in the energy if she was sincere about her giving him the idea to do this or not. And the reason I say that it's her idea, apart from the fact that it's her energy that has shown up, she's got form, she's done this before. Prince Philip, King of Swords, his funeral, and there was a wreath from Harry and Meghan, and as the funeral was going on, we got notice from Parkle PR that this was the wreath, this was the wording, these were the flowers, these were the people who had made the wreath, sold the wreath. It was a merching opportunity. It was tasteless, it was tacky, it was horrific, but she has done it before. Attention grabbing stunt at this moment, this most poignant moment for the family, painful as well, because of course we were all in lockdown. The Queen had to sit all by herself. It was ghastly. The visuals from that funeral were appalling. They were heartbreaking, sitting there with her black mask on all by herself. Meghan, look at me, here's the wreath that I commissioned, and yeah, you too can get from these florists. So tacky, and here we have it again. So it's not realizing how tacky this all is. in my opinion. What next for the has-been? He was going to write some sort of tirade on his website, but I don't think he really knows how to write properly, or ChatGPT could do it for him, of course. What's next for the has-been? We've got justice. Ooh, he's very cross about this. He really is cross about it. So cross that there could be lawyers again. I don't think there's money to actually sue anyone, but I'm getting a strongly worded letter from a lawyer. Might be going to the press, might be going to YouTubers and people on social media who are rather outraged by this stunt. Justice card. Also, a bit of a tantrum with the royals. It's not fair. Because the justice card is about fairness and equality as well as legal proceedings. Isn't it just not fair? I was doing what I always did. And how can you take against me like this? How can you leak to Richard Eden that you're cross and hurt by what I did? His perception of himself right now in this situation. We got the Two of Pentacles in reverse. This is a out of balance card. Upright, the juggling, keeping things on an even keel. In reverse, just lopsided. He is, I would say, spinning a bit out of control. He's not in a good mental space right now. The same card showed up in the previous reading, and at the moment it showed up and I was talking about it in the previous reading today, my mic decided to switch itself off. AI has kind of taken over my phone and is doing all kinds of terrible things while I'm recording these readings, so who knows. But it's interesting that this little card of being out of balance, overwhelmed, just kind of rattled, is showing up. It's a very humble little card, the Two of Pentacles. It's not really that impressive, but the fact that it's showing up, drawing attention to itself, tells me that he is really teetering on the brink of something quite serious. That's my personal opinion, not a mental health professional. That's just reading energy. And what pressure is he under? We've got another two, and that's the Two of Swords. He's at a decision point in his life, a turning point, crossroads. What do I do? If this is not working, this stunt that I pulled to gain attention, to remind the royals of what a successful royal I am. I'm hero, Harry. You need me. You don't have anyone that can show up in a uniform with all the medals just as well as I can. What does he do? And this is again a small card, but given all this rage, this resentment, this shock that things didn't go the way he expected, this is actually quite a difficult card for him going forward, because what does he do? Hopes and fears for our has-been. And we have the Eight of Swords in reverse. He's hoping that he can get himself out of this predicament that he is in with this Eight of Swords. It's a trap card. Got yourself into a right mess. How do you get yourself out of it? And it's a fear card, mostly fear of what is going to become of you. What are you going to do? How are you going to resolve the situation? How are you going to get yourself out of this mess? He's hoping that he can get himself out of this mess by pulling stunts like this and reminding everyone that he's the closest thing to Prince Philip that the royal family currently has. He thinks, but no one else thinks. Where's it heading for Harry? Hero Harry, the Hermit. And the Hermit is his card, the Virgo Major Arcana. That's him, birthday coming up in just a couple of weeks. Hermit is alone, very alone. He's not getting back in to the royal family by pulling stunts like this. However unfair he thinks this is, however many lawyers' letters he writes or threatens to write or whatever goes on there with that Justice card, he's not being welcomed back. He's going to be very isolated, very alone. And while he's on his own, all by himself, he's going to have a big think. He's going to have to do some soul searching, Prince Harry, and actually contemplate what went wrong and why it went wrong, and possibly I keep getting just hints of this in the energy and readings that I'm doing currently, possibly might just begin to get the idea that some of this is his fault, just slightly, like 5% notion that maybe they didn't react in the way I expected them to because of things that I've done, but I didn't really do them. They made me do them. And it's not fair for them to blame me when they ruined my life. It's that kind of wrestling that's going on. But it doesn't bode well for him, that 9 major arcana, the Hermit. And we hope, for his sake, that he does begin to see sense, that light does begin to shine, the illumination in his own inner world, his own perception of the world, his own idea of how things go in the world. He begins to see more clearly than he has up until now. Very faint hope of that, in my opinion, as an energy reader. But anyway, that's where this reading has ended. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you again tomorrow.